All right, YouTube subscribers. I'm taking a walk to the little park in my neighborhood. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to breathe or walk in a few minutes. I'm just going to take my time. I'm not going to vlog as much as of the walk because, I can't breathe and talk at the same time. Plus, because my heart is racing and I have anxiety, I like to listen to my comfort music, which is like the Beatles. That song, Here Comes the Sun. I listen to that every time I'm having a panic or anxiety attack. And so I think I'm going to put that on, and I'll periodically check in with you guys as I go through my journey of getting to the park. All right, guys, I have made it to the park in my neighborhood. This is the park. There is a baseball field. I'm at the edge of the park because as soon as I found a bench, I had to sit in it. There is a baseball field at this park. We're off the water. There is, I think, like a tennis court. They just built that playground. There was an old playground there, but they just redid it, made a whole brand new playground. And then over there is the pavilion. So this is about 2 or 3 streets away from me. So, my kids go here a lot. Brady saw another person walking their dog around here. So here's the, I guess, was that volleyball? Tennis? No, not volleyball, tennis. Volleyball nets are higher. So here's more of a close-up of the volleyball nets in the park over there. But it's really nice. Like I said, this is where my kids go a lot when they're with their friends and stuff. And we have this park, and then there's another field on the other side of the neighborhood where the elementary school is. And yeah, this is the park. I know it's only a few streets down from me, but not only my anxiety, but my back severely, severely hurts. And it's hard to get just a few streets over. Man, I was like dying, but I pushed through and I listened to the Beatles. Here Comes the Sun. There's a couple other little songs, but it's a lot of the Beatles, a lot of like the oldies, 50s music. Like that song, Wouldn't It Be Nice If We Were Older? Here Comes the Sun. Walking on Sunshine. Just happy, upbeat songs. Anytime I'm having a panic attack, one day I'll have to share my panic attack anxiety playlist, and it's just songs that give me comfort. And it's weird because a lot of them are upbeat, but some can be like random, like that's random, that's like a rock song, that's like a pop song, a Katy Perry song. It's just something that gives me joy, happiness, takes me back to being a teen and when my brother was still alive, when my dad was still alive, and just it puts me in a positive mindset. So I have a panic anxiety attack playlist. And when me and Mike are in the car and I have like anxiety attack or panic attack, he will play it for me. The whole family's got this list on their Spotify accounts in case I need it. If my phone is dead and I need to borrow one of my kids to listen to it, it's there. And so I listened to that on the way up when I started to feel like I'm turning around. F this. Partly due because of my weight, my size, the pain that it takes me to walk. I think a lot of people that are my size struggle with losing weight because it hurts. So it's not that I don't want to lose weight. Obviously I do, but the pain hurts to move. So I'd rather sit down and not move because I don't want to replicate that pain. You know what I mean? So if your arm hurts really, really bad, you take some ibuprofen, some Tylenol, but every time you go like this with your arm, you're in excruciating pain. Do you want to keep doing that just to do it? Or would you rather just leave it so that you don't have to feel that pain again? So that's kind of how I am at in my weight loss journey. Is I hate getting up and moving around and walking around a store because I can't breathe. It sucks to not breathe if someone is literally compressing your lungs or your lungs cannot fill up with the full capacity of air that it's supposed to. That feeling sucks. That feeling sucks of when you're trying to take a deep breath and your lungs can't fill with the air that it needs to fill to catch your breath. And so I don't like feeling like I'm gasping for air, like I'm suffocating. And I don't like the excruciating pain on my back. And for years, I took tramadol, which was a synthetic opiate, and cyclobenzaprine, which is Flexeril, that is a muscle relaxer. And I took those for years to mask the pain. And then I was able to lose weight with a combination of the phentermine and not feeling my back pain. I took those pills for years and I didn't want to take any of them, not even the synthetic opiates. Some people in my family, I've told people that my brother died from an overdose of oxycodone and a mixture of oxycodone and alcohol. And after he came back from the military, I don't like to talk about his downfall because he's more than that. He was more than his dark period. And a lot of it has to do relating to the military, the flashbacks, the PTSD, the TBI, all of that contributed to a complete change of him. And I've always said he came back as like a shell of himself. And he was completely changed, forever changed when he came back from Iraq. And a lot of soldiers and military personnel struggle with that. And he was heavily medicated by the VA. And I stand by that. I watched it happen in front of my eyes. I know the medications he was taking, and he was prescribed a lot of different medications. And one of them being oxycodone. And that's highly addictive. And then he would buy some more, like he would buy them off the street because he would become addicted to them, and then he would take more than what he was supposed to. When you start getting addicted to something, you got to take more and more and more and more of it. And then he would outsource and find ways to get more. And with high levels of alcohol for depression, flashbacks, things like that, mixed together is not a good combination. So my entire family, stay away from pills and oxycodones and things that will become addictive because we watched my brother die from it. When grandma's sick and she was prescribed on hospice, she was prescribed morphine, very small dose, like I think it was like 0.5 milliliters. I think every 6 hours or so. It was very, very, very tiny, like a drop. Like the syringe was like this filled, like it was very little. And we had to explain to her that she was in so much pain that for the longest time she would just take Tylenol. She did not want to take any pain medication. And so I even advocated to the nurse in the hospice because they're like, Miss Melton, this will help you. This will help you. And we had to pull the nurse aside and say, well, her grandson died from oxycodone overdose. The family is kind of funny about medication like that. And so I told the nurse and I advocated in front of my grandmother and I said, hey, she don't want to take this. I said, Graham, you don't have to take this. If you don't want to take this, you don't have to. We can stick with your Tylenol if that's working for you, your extra strength Tylenol. Eventually she, I think, succumbed to so much pain that she, I'll say gave in, but she decided that she would be okay with it. But Mike and I were administrating it and they taught us how to do it. And it was very small dosage, but she lived in pain for a very long time before she gave in and requested that medication. So all in all, my family is we just are funny about pills. We're a family that doesn't do pills, and I'm not trying to not discredit people that small dosages of pain medications help. But for my family, I think it's a personal choice. Obviously, I'm not saying that all pain pills are bad, and if you take them, you're a terrible person. You're an addict. I'm not. I just mean for my family personally. So because I have this severe, severe back pain that I refuse to go on any type of pain pill for, it makes me not want to walk because it hurts so bad. I don't think people, unless you're my size, truly understand the pain. And I think people that aren't my size don't have any sympathy. I'm not saying that you need to have sympathy for me. I'm not here to get sympathy. Sorry. This is a new area. So I'm very aware of my surroundings and people probably staring at me. You have to remember this is a different street. So these neighbors and these people are not used to knowing that I talk on my phone like this. My other neighbors are used to this. But anyway, for one, side note, this is very peaceful. I see why my kids come here a lot. It is very, very peaceful. And there's actually a dock because we're on the water. We're right here off the water. There's a dock, a public dock that you can walk, on. I don't think you can swim in it. You can't fish in it. I know a lot of people have their boats out there because it's next to single family houses, like private residential houses next to the townhomes. But yeah, there's a dock. Maybe one day when I don't have the dog, because that makes me nervous, I'll show you guys the dock and stuff. I lost my complete train of thought. Give me a minute. There's a car coming in. It freaks me out. I'm back. Anyway, I think people, that's what I was saying, people that are smaller don't understand, I I don't think get the pain that large obese people have. And I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm not making up when I say I have chronic lower back pain. And I think, I don't really drink to get drunk. And I know that people that don't like me like to tease and torment that, because I would have a couple glasses of wine and be goofy and be like, I love you guys. You guys are my best friends. And they all would giggle and they all would think it was so funny because I was, what's the word, open about me drinking a couple glasses of wine at night for my back pain. It gets thrown in my face because people don't like me now. It was all cool when they were my friends. Now they're not my friends, and it's like, let's make fun of Shelly and say she's an alcoholic, but she hits the wine box too much, and you know that's not the case. I don't drink to get drunk. I hate the feeling of being drunk. I did all of that when I was like 18, 17, 18 years old, after I had kids. A couple times my mom watched our kids, and we would go to Mike's company Christmas parties and drink and get crazy, and we would have house parties or have friends over. It wasn't often. It was like once every few months did my mom watch the kids overnight, or for 2 nights, for us to be crazy in our 20s, because we didn't really get to be traditional 20-year-olds. Our fault, not anyone else's fault. So I've had the experience of being drunk. I don't like that feeling. It makes me sick. I don't like the feeling of being out of control of my body. I don't like the feeling of being dizzy. I don't like any of that. I will drink occasionally a couple glasses of wine at night, like no earlier than 5 p.m. Uh, for my back pain, to kind of help relax my back if I've been cleaning all day and I need something to subside that. And I'm finding that it's okay if you're responsible with it, and I am responsible with it, but maybe if I lose weight, I won't have to do that, if that makes sense. Like, I won't have to drink wine to get my back to stop hurting. So I think that's why it's important for me to do this weight loss journey and walk more. But I'm not going to lie, the pain is excruciating because of my weight. The way I carry my weight is I carry it in my midsection. So the pain hurts so bad on my tailbone. When I walk, not only am I gasping for air because I'm not able to suck in enough air because my weight is crushing my lungs. My lungs can't fill up to its full capacity. So I'm taking little breaths like this, and as I'm talking, then I'm using more energy, and it's really hard to walk and talk at the same time, which is why I don't do traditional walk and talk vlogs. I will walk somewhere, sit, vlog, and then walk back, but it took me the walking to get here. And so between the gasping for air as I'm walking and all of the weight on my stomach, it's a big tire. I have a big inner tube. Like, my arms aren't that big, I can manage that. My legs aren't huge. I literally I literally have a weird shaped body. I was telling Mike, I have a weird, like, an inner tube. I look like I have a big donut in my stomach. It looks like I took a big round inflatable floaty and just stuck it on, like, in my skin. I'm walking around with an inner tube on my stomach. That is my body shape. It's not a pear shape. It's not an apple shape. It's a big donut. And so I have a big potato stomach. And because of that, the weight pulls, my stomach pulls, and my, like, tailbone is holding up that entire stomach, that my entire frame. And it hurts. And because I won't take oxycodones or get prescriptions for any type of painkiller, pain medication, and because I don't want to rely on wine for my back pain, and because and I haven't told people, I'm having severe kidney issues. I A couple of days ago, I woke up for 4 hours in the middle of the night. I think it was like 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. keeled over in pain, crying, because both of my kidneys and my lower back just freaking hurt. I was crying. I held a pillow. I tried to stand. I was in the bathroom leaning over the bathroom sink. I was curled in the fetal position. I couldn't lay on my side, but I can't lay on my back. But if I laid on my stomach, my weight would push towards my back. I had no relief for 5 hours. 5 hours. Finally, it stopped. But then I realized I've been having this chronic kidney pain, which I refuse to get a doctor to see it, and I should. since I lived with my mom. And my mom will tell you, there was a couple times that she had to wake Mike up because I was literally like, she woke up or she come home from work and saw me keeled over, crying. And I was like, it's my kidney pain again. It's the kidney pain. So obviously, I am having some type of kidney issues, probably related to my weight. So we're not really good on our health. But I told Mike I really think we should get our health together, because if we want to be here in another 20 or 30 years, or see our kids get married or have kids and have grandchildren, we need to get our health under control and get our life together. Mike's dad died from renal failure in his 40s, I think, or his 50s, between his late 40s or late 50s. I'll have to ask Mike, but Mike was a teenager. He was like 15. And so he lost his dad before he even reached the age of 18. And so I think it's really, really important that we see doctors and we get our life back on track and we get our health checked out and taken care of. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to lose weight, and it's going to take a while, guys. And my goal, this time next year, I'm putting it out there on camera so people can go back at this next year. This time next year, I would like to be able to do a full walk and talk vlog where I'm walking through my neighborhood, being able to breathe like a normal human being. And I don't really know. I have not figured out a weight loss goal yet, but 50 pounds, that would be great in 1 year. I mean, I would like to lose more than 50, but I would like to be 50 pounds lighter. I'm 300. I'll have to see. This way, I should have checked the scale. My next vlog, we will have all the stats and I will have a good goal. But I think I was down to 296 or something when my grandmother was living here, and then she died, and then I ate and then got depressed and didn't care about my weight loss journey or whatever. Sorry, I gotta switch hands. I think I'm up to 306 or something now. So I actually gained weight. That's what happens when a loved one dies. And this time, my depression didn't last as long as when my dad died. I was very scared when Graham died to go into the depression that I experienced when my dad died. I'm just looking forward to my weight loss. So I would say I would like to make it to this park without gasping for air and vlogging the entire time as I'm walking. So I'd like to be about 250, but I would like to lose more. But I think you don't want to lose too much too fast. I think 50 to 100 pounds in a year is a big achievement without any type of surgery or diet pill or anything like that. So I think I lost like 70 pounds on phentermine in like 3-4 months. So I don't want to lose it that fast. And I don't want to get, you know how people say the Ozempic face? That's another reason why you get the phentermine face. People say people get Ozempic face, you get phentermine face. And unfortunately, I have people that I know, friends that are on the phentermine, and it's like, I don't explain. You once you take it, I think that's another reason why you only take it for a certain amount of time, because then you overdo it. It looks good to a certain extent, and then you got to stop. But then people get addicted or hooked on it, and it's like I said, it's like speed. And then I wasn't abusing it on purpose. It just, the receptors in my brain, I liked being able to get up and go, 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 and alphabetizing the spice racks. And I would scrub the basement at 3 a.m. and just my house looked immaculately clean, and it was amazing. And I was running around being super mom and making tumblers at my dad's house and cooking full course meals, and running around and playing with the kids in the yard and taking them to the field out back at my dad's house, and chasing them around and playing kickball and baseball and football and doing all these sports, because again, you have to remember, I wasn't this big, so it's not like I couldn't breathe. I was fine. And then I would crash like halfway through the day, or I would have to wait till Mike got off. It's terrible. It was not healthy. And then my kids were on a weird schedule. They would stay up all night and sleep all day with me. And it wasn't good for neighbors because people had to go to work, and my kids were up running around listening to JoJo Siwa and 3 a.m. And it was not a good take. I mean, they were still doing their homeschool the whole time. It's just we were doing homeschool at nighttime at like 10 p.m. instead of 10 a.m. like normal human beings. And it took a very long time for everyone to get back on a normal schedule, because between Mike working overnights and stuff and me being up all night on phentermine, it was a bad combination for my kids' sleep schedule. Um, there was no routine or schedule for my kids. There was no structure in their lives at that time. And it took me years to get real structure with their everyday life, and not having breakfast at 5 p.m. and like lunch at 3 a.m. You know, did that for years with the family, and I don't want to do that anymore. So I refuse to get back on it. So I'm gonna lose it naturally. So I think 50 pounds in a year, 50 to 100 pounds in a year is perfect for me. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I think I'm at a place. I think in order to start a weight loss journey, especially on YouTube or on the internet in general, you have to ignore the negativity. And I got to, I think, a place in my life with lots of professional help. I got a place in my life now that I don't need to listen to the negativity. I don't need to listen to what people say. Sorry, Mike texted me and asked me if I'm still at the park because he left to go to the store or something. And I said, "You want to come join me? You can." I'm going to say this for the third time because Mike keeps texting me. I'm like, "God damn it, Mike. Just get over here." He's like, "Do you want me to drive or do you want me to walk?" I was like, "That's up to you. If you want to walk, then walk. If you want to drive, then just bring your ass here in the car." I don't mind, driving home if I have to, but I think he's going to walk. Who knows? Who cares? I don't care. I made it here and that's better than nothing, okay? Maybe if I do drive home, then my next goal will be to walk here and walk back. Anyway, for the third freaking time, if I was at the place that I was a few months ago, I would have hung on to every negative comment about my schooling. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't have finished it. I would have quit. I would have signed up. Yay, look, I'm going back to Penn Foster. People would shit on it because they have to shit on anything I do. I'm not. He keeps asking, Mike keeps texting me and saying, "Do you need?" I had told him, I said, just walk down here, just drive. I mean, if you need to drive down here, that's okay. I'll drive back with you. And then he was like, "I'm asking you if you can physically get back home." And I said, "Yes, I can. I mean, it hurts, but I can still manage to do it." Another family just came here with their kids, so I don't want to film too much longer because I don't want to accidentally film them. Here comes Mike. Here comes Mike in the Durango to save the day. Here comes Mike to save the day. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be here much longer. Anyway, if I would have listened to haters like I have been when I started school, I would have been like, "Hey, yeah, I'm doing Penn Foster," and then people shit on it. And I would have been like, "You know what? They're right. I suck at this. I shouldn't become a high school graduate. I shouldn't get a diploma. I shouldn't get a real job." And it's crazy because the haters used to say she needs to get a job. She needs to get up. She needs to get a diploma. She needs to get a job. So I get up and get a diploma to work on a job. And they're like, "No, I don't like that she's doing that. She needs to stop. She needs to quit going to school. This is a waste of time." So which one is it? Do you want me to have a job to help my family? Or do you want me not to have a job? Like, that is the question. So if I would have worried about them, I would have dropped out of Penn Foster already. So I'm doing better. But yeah, I'm going to work on my weight loss journey and my weight loss and um, just be, like I said, become a better human and not listen to the hate. And it's crazy because the drama is still continuing even when I'm not participating in it. I think it's going to continue till the end of time, but I can choose how to respond to it. Brady. And Mike is here now. So there's Mike. He is walking the dog around for me for a minute so I can finish the vlog. Where is he at? There he is. There he is. Oh, that's a whole nother thing when being a fat person that I wasn't used to. Have you ever been to somewhere like Cracker Barrel? They have those wooden chairs. I fucking hate them. I can't sit in them. My legs start going numb. My feet go numb. I gotta sit on the corner. You should see me at Cracker Barrel. I have to keep adjusting my hips and like pulling one hip forward and the next hip forward because my legs can't sit. It hurts the back of my thighs to sit on those wooden chairs being as big as I am. And then because I'm short, my feet, look, I'll even show you now. My feet are dangling. I got dangling feet. Yes, my legs need to be shaved. But you see how my feet are dangling? Because my feet dangle, they don't reach. Like my toes reach, but then the tops of my foot are always up. Because of that, my legs go numb. And I freaking hate it. And so I hate sitting on benches and things like this. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. So yeah, new me, new year, new me, even though we're way into 2025. But yeah, I am working. Where the fuck might I go? Oh, I don't think you can see him, but he's down here. I remember I told you there's like a dock. I guess he's taking the dog for. I don't trust myself taking the dog on the dock. My back would hurt. I drop my iPhone into the water or the dog. I can't. I cannot. But Mike can. That's fine. I'm going to continue walking more in the neighborhood and walking around the park and doing more walks. It does hurt to walk, but as time goes on, I will start to lose more and more weight. I'm proud of myself. My anxiety was high getting here, but we got here, and that's the thing that I'm proud about. I was afraid not only because my weight loss, because it hurts to walk and breathe. When I walk, I have a hard time breathing. But also, I was worried about people finding out where I live. And, Mike's even said, who cares? It took me 4 months to film on our front porch or our backyard. And I was like, well, showing the park, it's right there. People are going to kind of clock it immediately. They're going to start searching, townhouses in Baltimore near water, parks, elementary schools. It's going to click to people. And it's like, then do it. I mean, I hate for that to happen. I'm not like, yes, I'm excited, but I'm just tired of being threatened, and I'm just tired of people using my anxiety of that to keep me inside the house. So this is where I live. Obviously, I didn't tell anyone the neighborhood I live in. I've not shown street signs, but people aren't well. But I'm not going to have that keep me from filming and being outside and doing the things I want to do and helping my anxiety. The more I get better with my anxiety and the more weight I lose, the better my quality of life becomes for not only myself, but for my family in general. So I'm going to go because Mike was kind enough to come pick me up. But one day I will try to make it back to my house. But if you've made it this far, you are amazing. You're incredible. And I will show you Mike. He's here. He's like, hey. And I'll see you guys in my next vlog. See you later, alligators.